the audacity to talk about the sort of deep, heavy, audacious goals that we have, which in a moment we see. What gives us the audacity? The comfortability of doing deep work and doing that with obsessive consistency. It's those things. And so if you're able to shut down, if you're able to look at your phone and maybe your guys and stop and shut those things down for like an entire day, or for like 7 hours of a particular period,
David.
every single goddamn day of your life,
David.
focus on doing deep work. Deep, you won't be distracted work. Bro, that gives you confidence to be anything in the world. Now the problem why a lot of people don't have confidence that they can become anything is because they're not caught on the process that allows them to see the best of them. When you've not made touch, when you've not made contacts with the best of you, your confidence is shallow.
It's okay.
Or at least what the best of you can look like. Your confidence will always be shallow. You can read all sort of confidence books that you want. If you've not made contact of truly what you're capable of and the limitless potential that you carry, forget about it. The day you make contact with that, that's the day the transformation really happens. This is what you're capable of. This is what you're capable of doing. This is the sort of transformation you're capable of bringing to the African continent. You make contacts with that, bro. That's the ignition point. So why everyone is vibing on trends? Or vibing on deep work? Why everyone is vibing on what is appealing to the youth? Or vibing on what is appealing to the future? See, not noise. Too much noise. Too much. Too much. Yeah. It's what defines us. Trailblazers. I love this point. It's so clear, it's so like, it doesn't need any explanation.
But I think all is right. Are you getting?
There's nothing that we're ever going to do at KC because we saw maybe Reams or Cube doing it. No. We're going to do it, and then Cube, Reams, and all these other guys are going to look at us and be like, yeah. We are able to reach this guy.
Is it clear?
We are peacesetters. When you wrap yourself so much in excellence, right? You cannot hide. Excellence does not hide. It's like the Bible says now. I think that's Proverbs chapter number 21. The diligent man, if you see the man who is diligent in business, the Bible says in the book of Daniel, chapter number 6, verse 3, that and the king thought of making Daniel and said to him, high above all the
It's going to have an effect on the campaign.
Why? It's an excellent spirit dwelling in him. So it's important to understand that we need to be when I got an invitation last year to speak to the Liberal Teachers Association on the patronage of the Minister of Secondary Education, the first thing I did on the stage was I asked, I understood that was a room of some really most brilliant educators across this country. All you guys, one of my favorite guys on us, and someone would actually okay, it's about Oscar, he's from there, probably used his school petrophysics. They were all seated there. First question I ask is, who amongst you here is either A or B? A was, I help teach students. B was, I help students learn. One is about following the to school, which I'm a teacher, so I teach. The second was about instructing the to school, which is, what are the second? My job description is that I teach. But my job result is that students learn. I should teach in the way that they learn. So effectively, my job is not just to teach, but find ways to make them more effective and learn. So that when school is over, they don't run and celebrate, oh, school is over, school is over. No. You know what happens when you're uni break? You know what happened, right? Man, it's like celebration time. We're done with that stuff. Here, for cultural scholars school, why not? I have to study some history.
What one did you want to see in life? You just now. Catholic St. Joe, we don't over need this. You understand? I don't know. There's nothing like a stand up. When you know those sticking stuff.
When they use it in school, I was talking about that.
I wrote something like
This is a music school, but I can say education. So, Hillary, we don't follow others. Okay? Yeah, we live the way another skill. That's the order. Lifelong learning. We learn relentlessly across every domain of human knowledge because the ultimate exam is the test. It's the quality of what we learn and how we live as a result. You see, sometimes you can only do better because you know better. Simple. You will never do better if you don't know more. So, what defines us is a relentless pursuit of knowledge. That's why we read books. That's why we study. The average Cameroonian youth struggles to read 5 books in one entire year. Our program shows that we read a book every month. You know how many books I read every month? The month that I've not read, I read 2 books. So it means that in 2 weeks, if I'm really heavily busy, I should complete at least a book in 2 weeks. That's not a fanciful goal to set for yourself if you just want to be like a mediocre person. That's a goal you set for yourself if you want to stand before kings and embody like a new status quo. Those are the things you do. No excuses. No excuses. But again, like we said at the start, right? It's your choice. You make the choice. What kind of life you want to live. And this wonderfully, incredibly unique gift that the universe has given us, and God in His benevolence has given us, the ability to live. You choose what to do with that. You choose how to use that. You choose how to spend that. At the closing ceremony last year, I said something. I said, when I die, I want these words to be written on my grave as an epitaph. Be ashamed to die until you've scored some serious victories for humanity. Those are the words on my epitaph, like on my tombstone. Be ashamed to die until you've scored some serious victories for humanity. Not yourself, not your family, not just your community. I mean, come on, man. What is the limit? What's the broader spectrum of humanity? Let's go for that. Oh, man. Legacy. But when you die, Liz, what's the sort of legacy you want the world to have about you, the fact that you were here on earth? Because you cannot just die and just end up being a local, person who existed in Cameroon and who studied computer engineering or maybe something along those lines, and did a few hackathons here and there, and then died. No. So when you die, Liz, don't mind how to turn the spot. But is there something unique about you that you want the world to live in perpetual remnants of because you lived? You might share everything? Awesome. Picture, because I knew you in mind, so that, no.
When I die, I want the world to remember me as that person who gave the opportunity for girls not to see themselves as mediocre or just be comfortable, just be average. As that person who gave the opportunity for girls to push forward and be leaders, especially in self-defense.
I think that's a beautiful idea of what she wants to do. But of course, that's just an idea. She has to develop it, right? That's nice. But I love that she has an idea. You know what? I mean, legacy. We don't look for grades, paychecks, hard work. And some people just because you want grades. That's like the big part of it. Maybe you go to school because maybe someday I want to walk somewhere and have some paychecks. Or I go to school because, you know what, I don't want to school. I'm actually not proof of my existence and my sonship or daughtership in your house. That's why you do school. That's why you do what you do. We work for pride, fulfillment, and that's why one of the things I'm doing. Again, I don't want to like expansion on that so much of this hoping that some aspects of the future would show that, right? I always not know who Archimedes is physics. If you study from physics, you know what Archimedes was, right? So you talk about the principles. When you start talking about the principles of how objects would meet and stuff like that, and when you go further, you talk about support fulcrums and levers. You know that you're talking about a lot of what Archimedes contributed to the world of science. So when you look at this, education is an achievement. Well, what? An Archimedes. Yeah. Casey Community provides the lever. We move the board. I would really like to share a story, but I don't want to create polarity in the term now. Concerning that, so I'm just going to like you get the idea of the point. This community can really be a game changer for you. I'm serious. I'm dead serious about what I'm talking about. The sort of like support, the sort of like conversations, the sort of like strategy talks and operational guides, just like high level conversations we have here, they've shaped a lot of lives and they continue to shape a lot of lives. And that community, to come from a place like that, should mean something to you. Not just mean something to you, but should be an initial enabler for you to go on and conquer the baddest, wildest dreams. The last two, resilience. It's something that defines us. It's non-negotiable. Complacency, excuses, and giving up are for bombs. I was looking for a harder word, like a word that is far harsher than that. We think until we develop an excuse strategy, so I maneuver our circumstances, we'll be growing until we perfect them. No excuses. Yeah. The one thing that I really hate, like, so sometimes someone is having like a very meaningful and tangible conversation with me and they're like, oh, we couldn't do this because of this, because of that, because of that. I'm like, and they're like, but before you talk, I know that you're probably not like this, but I'm sorry first, but it's just not, it's not something, you see, when you have to become a high achiever, there are things that you need to shed off. You know, sometimes we think that growth is always about addition, like what new things are you adding to your life, no. Sometimes the most effective form of growth is about reduction, the things that fall off from you. Like reptiles, right? The skills that they need to shed off for growth to happen. Sometimes there are a lot of counter attributes that you need to shed off from who you are, that the best version of that, only then will the best version of you come out. And so there are times where instead of developing a to-do list, I develop to not do list. I'm not going to be on Facebook today. I'm not going to be on WhatsApp today, so you can whatever is happening on WhatsApp, that's you understand? It's my phone, right? So I guess just what to do later, what not to do. I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. There are moments like that. Okay, I'm in a really strategic season of my life, I need some time to myself. Shut out every communication. It happens. Like most things happen. And sometimes your growth requires you to be able to do things like that. Because every other thing that every other person is doing, okay, there are a couple of things that I will not do. To not do this. And there are months that I do that. Okay, so I have those. And then I have mine to not do this for the month. Really, 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 really important. Talk is cheap. We're not. Show us your results, not your intentions. See it. Anyways, unless you want to become the next Kamala Harris, who is like a queen of what's made really. You know what I mean? Well, so it's like word salad, right? So you're so good with word salad that everything you just want to blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Sometimes just be the goddamn badass good. Show some results. The world respects that a lot. Yeah. You want to get something done, get it done. You want to create the greatest ever scholarly community that has ever existed in the world, get it done. Shut up and get it done. Yeah. Yeah. You want to raise kids who are daring and ambitious and want to conquer the world? Yeah, sure, we'll get it done. Boy, are we getting it done. So all our backs. To understand that that's who we are, that's our identity, those are the things that define us. But to understand us even more, you have to understand what are your goals? TC, what are your goals? What are the things that you're like, damn, these are things that we need to accomplish in the next 30, the next 40, the next 50, the next 60 years. They're not done. That's all there. So there's no next page for this. That's all like that. That's all right there. Number one, become the Harvard of Africa. Shit! I didn't complete that. For secondary and high school education. Oh my god. You know what happens when kids are like, oh, I'm going to Harvard. You know what happens, right? There's this whole pandemonium. You know, in the future, we should set a bar of excellence and a bar of accomplishments for KC's fathers, that the next generation who want to get into KC, when they get the admission letters, every other secondary school admits based on what you just do a lot of like cliche things. Okay, you just have to come and apply with a letter and then stuff like that. But there's no admission result. There's no there's no sophisticated process. They don't understand what you're passionate about. They don't understand your ambitions. They don't understand what you want to do for the rest of your life. That's why a lot of kids graduate high school more confused than they have ever been in their entire life. Because there was never a point in that 12-year journey, whatever you want to call it, that they ever stopped for 1 minute and asked themselves the question, hold up a second, what is important to me? And what was, they were taught in a way so stultifying that all they cared about, or all they were ever made to care about, was the completion of the syllabus. And so they finished the syllabus without the most important syllabus being completed, and that's their life purpose. We have to redefine that. And the first version of KC's network of schools, it's not just going to be like, it's going to be a network of schools. We'll push probably in the year 2029, 2030 academic year. I was just talking with some kids, but they don't some 5 or from 4 kids. Okay, they're from 4 kids. And they were like, yeah, they're being opposite that year. And they're like, oh, we're gonna come to KC. I'm like, I don't mean to push it progress, but it's not that easy. It's not centralized. You just walk into Ghana because you have money. No. You apply and you get rejected. Normal, very normal to get rejected. Bro, please, wait. Really? Okay. Becoming the best diversified high innovation company by 2055. the SpaceX of Africa. You see, 2055 is exactly 29 years from today. Should I go into the depth of this? There's a comprehensive picture to that. A comprehensive picture to that. Maybe I just ignore that for 1 second, okay? Become a $5 million company by December of 2030. That one is like the easiest of the most. Be among the top 1% of the greatest places to work in the world by 2055. That's like the real challenge of those. I was sharing a call with one of our scholars recently, and we were talking, and they were like, I'm so passionate about our community that when I graduate from here, I would like to go on and do this, do that, to graduate from, Harvard School of Business and all of that. But I don't want to work at Silicon Valley. I don't want to work at maybe Starbucks. I don't want to work at what? All those top rated companies that you think of. I don't want to work at a company that is like what we're building. I'm like, really? You're saying that as if you don't know what the answer to that is? Just go ahead, do what you want to do, get the best possible education that you can get. You're gonna work here. Yeah. You could have like 10 different offers. You have to decide which one is best for you, and trust me, this one will be the best one for you. Not just because it's a place that you're aligned with, but because it's a place that, first off, can competitively pay higher than the average pay rate of industries across the world in that field. And secondly, has a strong, coherent cultural fit for all those people working here. And the most important point is, we'll be working to rewrite the narrative of the entire continent. I don't see any bigger incentive than that. So sometimes when I sit in my office and I think about Dr. Favor, and I'm thinking, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, how do we collaborate with Dr. such that the medical institute that we can set up in the country and then subsequently in other parts of Africa can truly reflect what innovation looks like? Everyone thinks that they know what innovation looks like until a bigger brother of innovation comes along. And there's a lot more things that I get to. In fact, in the visionary story, because there's an entire story that I've written this stuff into. In the visionary story, they're like direct excerpts of the things that I imagined. Like how we're going to, I think that you guys probably saw a glimpse of this when I did the master class on predicting the future some time ago at KC. I don't know if Doctor was crazy about prepare for that and stuff. So we talked about the future, tailoring medicine directly to the human DNA such that there's no such thing as side effects. Side effects is a problem. Yes, leaflets, we see our leaflets saying that, okay, if you notice this, stop, that. All of that is because medicine is not tailored to your unique DNA just yet to be able to take care of those unique different side effects that can possibly emerge. And so what is a possible frontier in the field of medicine? That we're able to then not just produce medicine tackling a particular problem, but we're able to produce medicine tackling a problem and the uniqueness of the DNA molecule. That's a frontier. There are a lot more frontiers that I've written in the visionary document. I thought I was going to share it with you, but it was a little bit too long, and then so I did this presentation in 2 different places, one on PowerPoint and then one here. And I just said, what I'm just going to do it here. You guys know usually I do presentations for PowerPoint. Alright, so the visionary, vision of KC written out it's actually there. It's on my table in one of those great books. So yes, the best American talents, the best Chinese talents, the best Latino, Hispanic talents desire to work for KC. And See, I'm not saying these things from a place of being delusional. You know what Steve Jobs said? That's actually part of the video that I was going to show in the start. He said, those who actually want to change the world, those who are crazy enough to believe that they can. I cannot really overemphasize how true that statement is. Okay. Why does all this matter? And how do we get into it? I love this poem. Little poem. I'm tired of sailing my little boat far inside of the harbor bar. I want to be out where the big ships float, out in the deep where the great ones are. And should my frail craft prove too sly for storms that sweep those wide seas over, better go down in staring fight and drowsed to death by the sheltered shore. Let's go out into the big badass sea, whatever you want to think about that, maybe the big badass global war. I'm freaking of it. There are stuff that we can talk about Africa and the advantages that we have as a result coming from Africa. That's a conversation for another day. But I'm saying that the intrinsic advantages that we have as Africans will and can allow us to compete with some of the most frontier-seeking global companies today, simply because of our grassroots connections to. We live in the greatest marketplace ever. Africa. The problem is the generation has not come along to capitalize on the vast enormity of African advantages. But the generation is rising. It is rising. We have 30 years, well, now 29 years to begin to script those narratives. I want to read that point one more time with you guys. I'm tired of sailing my little boat far inside of the harbor bar. I want to be out where the big ships float, out in the deep where the great ones are. And my frail craft prove too sly for storms that sweep those wide seas over. Better go down terrified and dressed to death by sheltered shores. We are all someday going to die, right? This is how you want to die. It's true. Okay. I can move, right? But what are the key drivers to all of this big stuff that we've talked about? What are the key pillars, like right now? What are those key pillars right now? There are three. An increasing number of capable leaders, scalable infrastructure, and an effective marketing function. Three. I don't want to go into like the deep details. There's not that we can talk about this. We say we need leadership. That's why our leadership sessions, our book reading sessions, all of those things are crucial for all of us. Because again, at the end of the day, it's not just going to enhance the quality of life that you can live as an individual, but they put you on a trajectory where you can be a vital, contributing member in any frontier community that you find yourself in. That's what leadership does. Anywhere that I go to, right? I don't mean to be braggadocious or anything. I literally get run after to dedicate more of my time. Good example is the Open community, which I'm familiar with. Every summer I'm supposed to, I'm expected at Open to come and give like lectures and stuff. This year at the Minister Physics Teachers Literal Association, I was supposed to be in Kuala. And I got invited by the RPR of chemistry from Yaoundé for an innovators conference there to do a presentation. I just couldn't make it. Couldn't go there. A lot of these things are not necessarily happening because I'm doing all my best for myself. Not yet. I'm not focused on like too much, putting much on all that. I just want to build first. I want to build like a solid structure so I accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. Then we can talk about talk later. But trust me, I like to talk, but that is for later. There's the time for that. Leadership is crucial for you. Yeah, it's crucial. You have to live your best life. You have to be the most effective version of a leader that you can be. It's that simple. It's not like you're doing it to. No. Leadership is not about the external. It's first about the internal. I'm not talking about like what you traditionally talk about, like where you focus. No. I'm talking about even in terms of like transformation. Yes, when you become an effective leader, you transform others. But the truth is, the greatest person who benefits from your effectiveness as a leader is you. I'm a walking, talking proof of that. I don't think that the people who listen to me wherever I talk benefit as much as I do. Bro, I listen to myself every night. I have myself every night if I go to bed. I can tell you that I benefit from myself like more than any other person can ever benefit from me. It's a kind of, when you develop your leadership abilities, right, your competencies and stuff, it's a kind of, I don't know. I'm trying to look for the right metaphor. I can find it. It's so self-fulfilling, man. It's incredible. Yeah. So find your internal leader. Okay, that's like absolutely important. So we need an increasing number of capable leaders. I have to say this. The biggest promise of this KC community is in its ability to transform women into a leader. That's the greatest promise of the KC community. And at the end of the day, what is the ultimate need of man? The ultimate need of man is to be a leader. If you look at the fall of man, the Garden of Eden, leadership. When God came around, I was like, did you guys, oh no, it was Eve who then someone has to take charge and understand the boundaries and understand the mission and the state of mind. Someone has to take charge. And if you look at the salvation of man in the US, in the next 70 years, the best global talents will want to flock to Africa. Not because of what our presidents are doing, not because of the legacy of President Paul. Trust me, he's going to die with no legacy at all. But the legacy of what young people like you and I work hard and dare to build and life. And so there I talked about the two Silicon Valley companies that we build. So instead of Silicon Valley, we have Silicon Family. Instead of Silicon Valley, we have Silicon Savannah in Uganda. The Savannah has always been like a global attraction force for the rest of the world. And it's not just about the Savannah. Look at Disney's most performant in terms of sales and other things. Cartoons, the story of The Lion's King. Bro, like that was a global blockbuster movie. Why? The rest of the world has a unique curiosity about Africa. And we have to turn that curiosity into a marketing strategy. We have to do that. Strategy. We can. Who says we can't, dog? Who says we can't? Oh my God. So leadership. That's the only way that happens. Leadership. We need to be so good at our unique fields Uh, you saw that by 2030 is 4 years away, or slightly less than 4 years away. $5 billion foundation company. What are we going to do with all that money? Yeah, we want to build like a network of schools, we want to go to Nigeria and then South Africa and then to Uganda. Yeah, I want to do all of that, but what are we going to be doing with the constant revenue stream? Want to invest in talents we're ready to build. So when I talk about Silicon Valley and Silicon companies and all of those things, they're not just going to spring into existence. They're going to be talents that we've looked at, the track record of leadership and the growth and development and excellence, who are ready to build for the global economy. We're gonna go like, okay, you know what? We're gonna pump in some cash into this thing. You know, Apple is what Apple is today. Because some roughly 50 years ago, they got a $250,000 US, I would say, investment. $250,000 US. That's what Apple's money is today. Today, Apple is the number one most valuable company in the entire world in terms of market valuation. I don't know if SpaceX has taken over now. I think SpaceX is crazy. Elon Musk is just obliterating every record. But from the 250,000 initial investments, what they are today, that's what we believe that leaders, young, powerful, driven, committed leaders from Africa can do with startup investments. All this cargo we're crazy about raising, such that we can give the greatest ever marketplace on this planet. That's going to be true young people like us. I've always said that there are two ways you can make money and be a billionaire in a company. Number one, you can do it as an entrepreneur, right? So I want to innovate within the company, or you can do it as an elite, indispensable leadership force in the company. Not necessarily like an entrepreneur where you're creating your own stuff, but your leadership competence is so elite that the company cannot think of doing without you. Yeah, that's how you make the big bucks. Leadership. The African story depends on leadership. Leadership. Am I talking too much? And then we need a scalable infrastructure. We can talk about that subsequently. This is a slide. We say journey of 1,000 miles, you get ready. You see, for us to really do great things, we all have to get really excited about the future and the world we're building. I mean, I don't know if you know about Christ Embassy people. You see how when their programs are coming, you see what they do? Bro, they could colonize every tax in this town just to tell you about what? Oh, live stream is coming out, or one of those their stuff. Yeah, they could literally do that. This is Rhapsody of Reality. This is the month of February. It's really important for you, brother, for this. We just wanted to make sure that you have this copy and you have some time to read. They know that Africans don't read, but that doesn't stop them from going out and contacting Africans. If one person gets the opportunity to read that and gets their life turned around, that makes tribulation in heaven. And it's worth it. Doesn't even matter. They know that the African economy is not an effective place for that sort of strategy, but they do it regardless. It's called obsession with selling your beliefs. We've got to become the craziest marketers ever. We've got to preach the transformation we're inspiring. We've got to preach the changes that we're nurturing. We've got to preach the transformative impact that we're engendering. We've got to preach. We have got to preach. The Bible says in the days of John the Baptist, from the days of John the Baptist, now the kingdom of God suffered violence, and only to get it by force. Bro, we gotta preach the gospel of KC. Anyways, we've got to. And we've got to deal with a lot of pride. A lot of pride. I am going to end here for today. Yes, I intended to have just 10 minutes with you guys. So it's a very long presentation, with segments, of course, therein. But I'll end here for today. If there are any questions, so the things that we do and the stuff that we do, and I was hoping that I would connect all of it, but I've just realized that I've spent quite some time talking about the previous parts. Very importantly, though, that I cannot go into the stuff that we say to do, how you can become a viral part and all of that, how do you identify. Of course, we're going to have more sessions like this, probably even one again next weekend. Hopefully we get to shed more light on those stuff and we get to enjoy. But right now, I think that it's time for us to celebrate new people and get to have some mind post here and there. Dump what goes into something unique, right? We have to think of just be thinking of the tools. And then there's the cake that we of course have to share and just talk everybody around and welcome you guys to the community. Yeah, hopefully you feel very comfortable. But hey, I hate to just talk and then go sit down without room for questions. Is there anybody who wants to ask something, or who wants to say something, or wants to get, I don't know, talked about something? Yeah, Eddie.
I wanted to ask, in becoming a leader, how do you become a leader trying to avoid being more of a boss and instead striving to lead by example, not being corrupted by ego or, you just try to, I don't know.
I get what you're saying. Pride, you don't want pride, like,
yes,
the
pride.
entire thing. The Bible says pride goes before the fall, right? First take it first. You know why God refers, in the Bible, God refers to David as a man after my own heart? Because redundantly, when David recognized that he had gone against God, he would say, I would guard my heart against iniquity. Search me, Lord, for you see every dark thing in my heart. He would redundantly ask God to look deep down and purify. Wash me white. I think Psalm 61 where he talks about, wash me white with hyssop. Right? And so, it's very important to guard your heart against pride. Crucially important. But there's a fine line between pride and ego. Pride is, okay, I'm the only boy, I'm the big guy here, I'm the one that is willing to be seen. You cannot be like me, and all those stuff, right? I mean, typically of the story of the fall from heaven, that's like a perfect optimization of what pride is. The devil, right? I could be like God and stuff, all that stuff. But ego, on the other hand, is about fixating on the best you can be without necessarily creating a negative sort of like bias around others. Ego is crucial. I am very ego-driven. When you get beyond the healthy doses of egocentrism, then that becomes fine. I don't go out there thinking of myself like I'm better than anybody. No. I'm just really good. That's all I care about. I don't walk into a room thinking I'm the best person. No. I walk into a room thinking, bro, I'm a really good addition to this room. That's ego. That's not pride. Pride is, I'm the best guy in this room. And so you begin to talk in a way as if you want to like undermine others and stuff like that. That's pride. When you begin to suffer from things like that, watch against it. Yeah. But ego is it's a very important ingredient for you to be the best of you. I would recommend the book Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. You'll find a lot of great perspectives on ego. But there are certain things I don't do. There are certain things I don't tolerate. Why? Because of ego. Because of who I am, I don't tolerate that. Because of who I am, there are certain things that I just cannot affiliate with. It's ego. No, I cannot. I would never, on whatever circumstance in my life, sit around and then be interested in watching things like Novella E or Z World or that. Yeah. Someone can say, oh, it's fine. No. It's ego. I understand where I'm going. I understand the sort of value that I need in my life. I understand that these things. My elder brother gets baffled a lot by me because he loves to watch movies. That guy loves movies. So usually he would come and borrow my laptop to go spend some time watching movies. And then sometimes when he's with me, he actually wants us to watch movies. And then he would try. And then he's like, oh no, man, I mean, why do you make us if you never? Okay, I'm like, oh, you know what? Choose a movie, let's watch. And then when he picks a movie, and again, that's very rarely because I don't just watch movies. I watch very strategic movies. The movies I watch, usually I get them from book recommendation. So I'm reading a book, and in the course of reading the book, a movie is brought in a very unique context. Then I go watch it. Then I get really excited when I post about it and I recommend it to others to watch. Usually when those of you watch my sessions, you hear me talking about a movie. Trust me, I just watched it. I don't spend my time watching movies to find which one is interesting, which one. No, I don't do that. I don't. So it's just, again, would you say that's pride? No. It's a weird kind of ego. I do wish that my time is far more precious than that. Tell me. If I go to a place and I listen to the people, okay, maybe they're teaching some things in a very unique way, I can go there. But if I go, and then bro, there's nothing great here. If I can feel that there's nothing really iconic, bro, trust me, I'm not coming again. I'm not coming. I've understood that my life is not a popularity contest. I'm not trying to be popular with people. No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to live the best life that I can. So that ego prevents you from, it becomes like a preemptive measure from doing certain things and, engaging in certain things and doing certain things in a certain way. It just stops you from doing those things. Yeah. So ego is important. But pride is what against pride. What against pride? A few times, people might look at you because maybe you're heavily committed and driven and buried in your own sense of value, and someone can confuse that for pride. Usually, it's not really confusion; it's an expression of their own, insecurities. Right? I want to do great. I want to be successful. And then you look at another person and then they just come out with a kind of horror and then you're like, Like first of all, that's just like, why is it like that? Why does he talk like that? Why does he look like that? Wow. It's not necessarily about the person, it's just about you. So those are like insecurities. And I hear that a lot. Like there are people who come to me and they tell me like, bro, you're the most proud person I've ever met. I'm like, really, you think so? Bro, look in the mirror. You're the most lost person I've ever seen. You need help. Do you see that? You need to see yourself, find yourself. Because when you find yourself, probably maybe I'm just going to become your best friend. I'm not joking. Yeah. When people find themselves. There was a point where my brother here, he's my boy now. where he didn't like me at all. And there are always episodes like that, like there should be episodes like that where people don't really like me, right? Because like the standards and okay, you like this, you don't do that, you don't do it like that, you do like this, you operate like this. And then at some point my boy got really like, bro. And then I think at some point we didn't answer like, what did you mean one way like that? And then it was like, bro, yeah, he didn't have time to reflect and then back to his sense and then
No,
back
what
today.
shit.
When I'm here, he's here. Like he is becoming my. I would have set the flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, but you guys would think I'm gay, so I'm not going to say that. But he's becoming that close to me. And so growth is not.
You have to pay.
You need to grow. Something you heal. And something to follow. Thank you guys very much. I think that I'll probably just
So, please, we have one question from somebody on YouTube. So, we have one question from somebody on YouTube.
You're kidding me? You guys were live?
Yes, sir.
You didn't even tell me.
It's rather unfortunate.
I should have constructed my sentences more orderly if I knew that I was. Okay, that's not fair. Okay, what's up? What's the question?
Okay, so the question is by Dear Adi. He asks that, does strong leadership require self-limitation? If yes, to what extent? Does strong leadership require self-limitation? If yes, to what extent?
No, I'm not thinking because it's a hard question. No, I'm thinking because it's a highly contextually sensitive question. Like, it's so context is everything in that question. Context is everything. So when you say self-limitation, and that's a very technical phrase right there. It's a very technical phrase. For instance, do I have to limit my light, how much I carry, just so that I may be a good leader for you? No, I don't do that. I don't have to do that. Listen, good leadership should elevate people. Not try to force you the leader to. No, I don't. When Jesus Christ came to save the world, he didn't become a sinner just so he could. No. He elevated, he taught us to elevate from our sinfulness into a realm of righteousness, and we can do that. And so, effective leadership is not about, it's that whole humility thing. You have to be humble. You have to come down to my. I don't have to come down to your level. If you see that there's a next level and it's important for you, elevate. And if you are going to drag me in the debate, I don't have to engage, right? I don't have to. You don't want to elevate, I don't engage. What's that? So, I would never, God did not call us to limit ourselves. He called us so our light may shine before men. That's what he called us for. If I have to limit my light in front of you, just so that you may be comfortable, you are the agent of darkness. And I will not do it. Because I'm not, compliant with the agents of darkness. Let your light shine, bro. This little apple of mine. I love that movie. Yeah, so let it shine. The bright as it can. Right, gracious? Let your light shine. Let it shine. I don't know how many of you watched this movie. I've forgotten the title. It's a movie where Samuel L. Jackson is a coach of a basketball team. Coach Carter. That's a great movie. That's a very great movie. You see culture, principles, right? And then one of the boys said something. He said a very remarkable line. It's from a very popular literature author. He said, our greatest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we're capable beyond measure. We do not have to dim our lights. We have to shine bright so that in the process of shining our lights, we may illuminate and spark the light of others. I'm not exactly putting his words, but you get the sense. Yeah. It's a great movie, and it's a great line, by the way. Yeah, it's a great line. Rola, please, are we But is there someone who wants to just add anything to everything that was said? I like when people talk. It's just unfortunate that I had like a very sensitive thing to talk about KC culture, which maybe you not allow me to allow a lot of people to talk. But I like when you talk, okay? Because that's leadership, huh? We need to be able to have competent, concrete conversations and exchange of ideas. You know, the Bible says as iron sharpened iron, so does one man sharpen the other, right? How do you do that? Through concrete, tangible conversations, where I listen to what you're saying, I'm able to process the thought and make meaning out of it, and I'm able to respond from a place of value creation. And then you're able to listen to that and make meaning, and then you're able to engage. That's iron sharpening iron. Yeah. Anyways, so if we don't have any conversations, brother, please, the floor is yours. Please, guys, get really comfortable with everything that we're doing, with everything that we're sharing.
Water. Drink water. 9,000. I think so.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm sure you guys had a wonderful time, or you've been having a wonderful time. See this you step again. My name is Waroda. I'm the Secretary General at KC and I'm also KC Dan. So I'm very excited to meet you guys today. It's been so long. In fact, I've been waiting for you guys like from the beginning of the week, and then I was so excited to announce the message, and then some people were reaching out to me, and they were excited to really meet all of us, to discuss and discover KC, get to know about KC. So you guys are welcome. Right in front of me we have wine and we have cake, and it's, well, if you notice, one culture that is very predominant at KC is the culture of love. So we show love a lot. That's like one of our foundations at KC. And we don't just do that by talking, right? Even though you hear us say it a lot, but you can also walk into KC and feel the love. And so we want to welcome you guys home to KC with a piece of cake and a wine. So we're just going to open the wine, but I'll need somebody to suggest a toast. Maybe a volunteer. Yeah, maybe a volunteer. So let's just get started so that we can get right in. Hey, okay, so I just going to let me say the girl with the lens besides Stephanie. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. This guy come forward.
She was following you. I thought she was your sister.
Really?
You guys came together.
Oh, I was.
No, I
don't
think
know.
I think she's famous related, correct or no?
No, that's not very
Child, so you, the person that
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dear, please, could you help us with your name?
My name is Our Precious.
Precious. Precious, are you shy? Are you too shy to?
Too shy. If you should not shy.
Oh my God, Precious. How did you walk into KC and then say that you were shy? Like that, those are like one of our anti-values.
I know, that's one of the reasons I'm here to learn how to be outspoken.
Right.
and all that. I
Right.
want to start to do that.
Okay. Yes.
There's so many.
Why?
Marie, it's like that bubble gum thing I hold on your head.
Yeah, look here. God, you so big that I get.
Okay, guys. I just had a brief chat with Marie, and she said that while cutting the cake, we're going to spell the word leaders. So we're going to Casey, and we're aspiring to be leaders and very good leaders, capable leaders at the early organization. So please, would you be on your feet so that we can cut the cake? And we're going to spell leaders. I'm always excited when it comes to this chat because I'm so like, I'm not getting the cake. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to spell the word leaders. And by saying that walking into KC and being at KC, we want to be good leaders, we want to be capable leaders, not just for KC but also for ourselves. So give me an L. L. An E. E. An A. A. Z. Z. An E. E. An R. R. And an S. S. Leaders. Thank you so much, Mary. It's really very okay.
Yeah, bro.
So we're going to go and prepare everybody to start again. So we're going to open up the wine. Okay, so for the opening of the wine, we'll have Ms. Gracious do us the honor to open the wine. And I'm gonna this one. Okay, so just take the wine.
Right.
Okay, so we're just going to share the wine round and then someone is going to suggest a toast. I'm thinking about Kim Precious. That's your cup.
Yeah, I'm thinking about her.
Yeah, like she should start thinking about it.
People who just want more.
He's not alcoholic yet, right? Don't be afraid.
Same.
They said there's alcoholic and there's non-alcoholic.
Yeah, there's alcoholic. If you want to try alcoholic, then get it.
Don't be shy.
Is anybody want to try alcoholic?
Don't be shy, don't be shy.
I'm already seeing the alcoholic face, but you talking. You got shy outside. Yeah, Mr. But I know. After we'll finish here, like, you will go inside there.
Under 25 has to go home first. Under 25 has to go home first.
Oh my God. These guys.
This is nicer. So this is nice.
Okay, this thing. You can just put it down and tell it there. Let me stress. Okay, comments. You ask if they answer that person's question. You ask in the comment section if this question was answered. No,
The next time will be.
yeah, I'm not saying like the interactivities. When they ask a question, he answer, just ask the comment section
Okay.
just ask in the comment section
Move better.
if the question was answered, that kind of thing now. So that there should be much more interactivity in the comments. Otherwise, no.
That one's
Is that those three at home cup? No, I should first of all.
Why are you giving back? Not for something the alcoholic one now.
I want to do. I want to do a toast. I will do a toast now.
What's this all about?
Yes.
Just.
Let's follow the crowd for now.
It's not that No, this is because it's like Miss Miller wants me to get drunk.
Just place it. Let me relax and know it. Place it, let it stop. It's not that good one. The good one is supposed to go up the right place.
We're about to improve over time. This is our first session. Our students don't wait. Normally.
Okay, give me pressure. Hello, leaders. Before you, so when she's going to offer the toast, we're just going to do chairs and then everybody's going to toast. And then when you drink right before we sit down, so you want to sit down. Is that okay? Yeah.
Let's raise a toast to leadership, resilience, more backs, that's big, hairy, audacious goals, and by 2030, we're going to have 5 billion staff.
Hold on. David.
I said, oh, this man.
Let me spell on my alcoholic no why not drunk somebody here.
Chairs, baby,
People see the communion.
Yes, man, I don't find my. It's not one bread. Bro, that's the famous was the smile. Yeah, man. Smile.
Alright guys, thank you. You can have your seat and wait for your seat.
As we unbox this calling. This thing is sweet.
Oh guys, also we're going to be having pictures. So please don't go. That's like one thing that's Yes. Yes. Yeah, this is your choice of the wax. What's your choice? Yeah, it's like it's literally that's what I'm saying. You know what? That's like a fluid takes. I really understand. But this one is different. Why is it expensive? I feel like there is like because it is. Because we are cost effective. The back of it it's okay. They are cost effective. We have that at the bottom, but that's the first we're getting to the issue of the Remember this napkin? That's why it's just napkins. Some people are waiting for the food. You guys are not ready.
I guess I'm supposed to be the priest to give the benediction. Is that how they call it in every church? The benediction? Thank you people so much for honoring this invitation. We understand that it was a little bit of a quick notice invitation, short notice invitation. Thank you for making a way to be here regardless. I think that we were live, so if you would like to check the video afterwards, you could absolutely check out, especially those who spoke, like Dr. And so you want to check yourself out after this, just go to YouTube, right? Okay, the academic channel, Kids Science Hub. Was there another live platform? On the YouTube, awesome. So Kids Science Hub, yeah, you get the recaps of this meeting. Like I said, we will probably announce Kids Science Hub. So we'll probably announce another quick session, because again, we're preparing for, we're basically setting a pace for this academic year and the sort of ambitions that we have to communicate for this academic year, the projects that we're running and those sort of stuff. So you notice that that was like the next part, and I'm like, okay, that's like a full-blown analysis of the things. Like so it's like giving you an investor's perspective. How much can this community be generating from this? What are these targets? Okay, what if we hit these targets? So there's a lot of like detailed analysis there. So that would announce maybe, I don't know, I'm still thinking, because I still have to go to Douala and then get some stuff from Douala for the center. You see that you can clearly see that we just moved in before and set up the place like really well. So yeah, we'll see. We'll put all of that into a conversation, but just expect maybe like a notification this week or something. If not, then definitely weekend. So we'll see. We'll definitely say communication. I don't know. Before we go, I want to give the opportunity, the floor to anybody to leave a remark. To anybody to just like leave a remark, leave a thought. And so while people are deciding whether they want to put their hands up and feature in a live session, so while people are deciding their minds whether they want to give a remark, yeah. The live stream is still rolling, so. Precious. Shy girl. The girl who is very shy. You see, I think the greatest scene you made was telling the entire community that, you know what, guys? I am shy. The first mistake to take the crazy community. Because now we understand the weakness and we're like, you know what, we have to press this weakness out. And so we'll keep, and it's a good thing, it's it's a really good thing. There are a lot of stories that in the future we'll be sharing where, like, people's real-time transformation stories, where they came in and, shy and conserved and stuff, we kept giving them responsibilities and roles for them to lead. So, yeah, just a remark, any self-remark at all, just put like 2-3 thoughts together, sentences that convey a thought together. That's it. Okay, Elizabeth, thank you so much for indicating. We'll come to you, definitely. Just Precious, let's just get Precious first.
On camera.
May I?
Don't be shy. May you? Yeah, feel free. Just be audible. Thank you.
I enjoyed every part of it.
Oh, I'm not hearing Precious.
I said it was good, and I enjoyed every part of it. Although I was
Yeah,
sorry
this
that
way is
it was
low.
good, everything was good, especially the time and the reference to everything. I got the concepts, and yes, thank you all for being easy and handsome.
Wait. I'm not understanding. They were talking about presentation, right? Please come again.
It was good.
Chai! Minimal literature. It was good. My God.
Anyways, I'm a little pissed that I missed out because I was trying to resolve something with an honest.
It's rather
But
unfortunate.
Precious, would you do me a favor after this? Would you just tell me again what you just shared for everybody?
You watched the live.
Let's do that. Okay, Elizabeth, thank you. Let's hear from Elizabeth.
Please.
Well, I'm very happy to be part of this team, to be part of KC. I think I applied for this with conflicting feelings because I don't really have a strong science background. Yeah, I'm an art student. So, I don't know, I had this push. I always admired this team, like, for a while now. And I was like, no, I cannot get into this because I'm not a science student. Maybe I'm not going to be acceptable. Maybe they're going to view me as being weird, like, what's an art student doing in the science field? But coming here today, I just realized that I can lead in any domain, I can learn, I can be a leader, and I can inspire just the way you guys have been doing. So I'm very happy to be part of this.
We're happy too.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you're more than welcome. Just to be clear, you have a remarkable place here at KC. We have unique thoughts about what particular roles we can actually play here. You and I will definitely have that conversation. So feel at home, girl. Feel at home. We were praying for you, and we finally had you. Thank God for the prompting that got you to apply, and finally you're reunited with the doctor. So I'm sure that there are good things brewing here. Good things are brewing here. So yeah.
Please, another remark from the back bench. Back bench. We'd like to hear from those. Yes, please. Don't be shy. You own up already. Pastor.
Okay, this is my first time being here, and as Elizabeth rightly said, I'm also from an artistic background, but not purely arts. I'm more like social science and science. And here I thought everything was just mostly sciencey, but I heard you talk about leadership and and I'm somebody who also likes to think big, and I genuinely love Cameroon. So when I see people trying to make Africa better, I more like click with them. And I don't like the fact that everybody's always like, leave where I am to go to greener pasture. We can also be the greener pasture for Cameroon. So I like this about KC, the fact that we think we can be better, we can be the best at the game. So because I'm actually so quite of a perfectionist, and I know it's not really too good, but you have cleared that out that it can be positive and at the same time. So that's all I have to share. It's a nice and warm family, and I'm glad to be part.
Trust the back bench. Trust the back bench.
Oh my goodness, that was lovely. You're more than welcome. Favour, thank you so much for bringing her along as a little handbag, but now she's much more than that. I'm super happy that she's here. I don't want to close this when someone has just been inspired to say something, because like people have said so many brilliant things, and then I'm just like, okay, that's it. Is there anybody who has been inspired and then, you know what, I have to speak up?
Comment section says they want to hear Roasted. Hey, Roasted. It's okay.
Yes. You don't want to say something? Okay. Now, the A4s it's just like a 2-minute thing. Like real quick, that's what you leave for us. So that goes back into the office there. But they're just like 2 quick things that you just need to put on the A4s. So that's like your closing remark, your own closing remark, but not anything. So the first closing remark that we require from you, number 1 is submit 1 request that you would like to happen in your life as you become family case company. Yes, just 1 desire that you would like to happen in your life if you became power case company, as you become power case company. 1 request, 1 desire. Alright? You don't have to write that out. Just answer with your desire, because we already know what your wife is about. That's a great question.
Swipe.
Let us do it anonymously.
And keep track.
Okay, so let's have him hybrid. So if you choose to be anonymous about your desire, then that's okay. But if you want to be clear, then that's also okay. So you choose. That's what you should choose.
They will prefer your names.
No, I would not prefer anything. So I would actually like everybody to do this, like everybody in this auditorium. As I was saying, you guys can just like put that shit in. So just what is 1 thing that you would like to happen in your personal life? How peaceful. 1 desire. But if you have more than 1, it's okay. It's okay. If you cannot really pick one, I want to talk. I have like 3 really posts. I really want to say, share them. That's fine. Are we good?
Please.
It's low. Sorry.
Okay. Well, what the question? 1. the first one, okay. Alright. So,
No.
what? Are we done with one? The last one. What would you be willing to do in actual service as a partner with us to make number one happen? So what are you willing to do either through service within the case community to make number one happen? So number one asks for your desire, right? So from the case community, what are you willing to do to make number one? What are you willing to do as a contributing factor in the case community to make number one happen? What rule, what service, what any idea that comes into your mind? That's okay. You have like 4 or 5 ideas, that's fine. So the second question is, what are you willing to do, maybe as an act of service or the issue, to contribute to the peace community towards making number one happen? Please? Know the name? If you would really like to write your name, don't forget to just put it at the end of it. But if you wouldn't, then yeah, absolutely. You're done?
Firstly, I would like to use this opportunity to thank the KC community for the transformative work they are doing in Cameroon. I've been really looking forward to the leader seminar because last year, that was 2025, man, it was very remarkable in my life. Like, it did some drastic changes in my life. Because I know I used to read books like that, but right now, I'm a book lover. Like, I read books. Before you come online and say, this book, bro, I already read it. talk about the psychology of money,
Yeah.
talk about ego is the enemy, talk about, like, name it, I already read it. And it's because of the seminar we had in 2025, and it's because of the pushful words from St. Allen. So yeah, I think the KC community it's just that space where when you get in, you just floating and you just feel like, even though I have imperfections, I don't stop by staying there in the imperfection. I grow by taking up all the different challenges that I thought I could not actually do them. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to more sessions this year. Maybe even online webinars, like just learning and back to back. And today when you said if you've not studied at all, like if you were very busy, you read just you read 2 books in a month, I was like, God, in a year, that's like 22 books.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Meaning I've actually been sleeping. So yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Kim. Always so passionate when she speaks. Such an inspiration. There's something we always say here. When you're in the pool, what's the first thing you do? Start digging, right? Yeah. So, if you're in a place that's not working, guess what? Move out of that. You just get out of that. So, I'm glad that you're taking that up and you're reading as much as you can. Let me just say this: research done by one of the greatest research institutes in the US. So you talk about collapse. So it's called Gallup. They showed that the top 1% executives across every single industry in the United States of America read at least 2 books a week. No, at least 2 books in 2 weeks. So that's in a month. Sorry, at least 2 books in a month. So that's 24 books in a year. So they read at least 24 books in a year.
I had a question at the start of the session, but it got lost during the session, and then, okay, as you just said this now.
Yeah.
So basically you said, read 2 books a month, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I found about knowledge is that knowledge is addictive.
Yeah.
Knowledge is addictive. But when just reading, because you see people, they are like, okay, I've read Atomic Habits, please show me the Atomic Habits in your life. It's like, it's dangling. So, okay, what's the point? If you keep, like, even me, like, I was so hungry for knowledge at the start of this year, I was reading, and then after, I was just like, I need to slow down, because I'm just getting a whole lot of stuff, but, should I say, it's not showing the results. So I'm just like, okay, so is it now for you to cut down and then post, like, okay, you take one book, you focus, take another book, or it's just for you to just keep going and just hoping that it'll click on you?
Okay. So first and foremost, that's a big problem. A lot of people read. People tell you that, oh no, I've read 50 books I read 50 books last year, and then you look at me like, let's have a conversation. See, the most important aspect of reading is in the formation of a new mind, almost entirely. There's one time I wrote about this on LinkedIn. I talked about, you see, the whole point of reading is because no great idea can come out of your mind without you actually putting it in there in the first place. Why do these top executives across the US read so much? One of them actually said that they read to get just one new idea that can transform their multi-billion company. That's why billionaires keep getting richer. Because they understand the power of almost forming a new mind through books. So the quality of one's reading is in the depth of their conversations. When someone says, oh, no, I read so much, I don't mind. Okay, what have you read about? Okay, you've read about relationships. Okay, you've read about maybe science. You've read about maybe human nature. You've read about maybe finances. You've read about maybe building an organization. You've read about maybe educational revolution, like what we're doing. So you've read all those categories of books. Let's sit down and have a conversation. That's how you know someone who has actually read. You can talk with them for hours and hours, you will not run out of ideas. That's a reading person. So the first sign is that you become very conversant and intelligently conversant. That's the first sign. But it takes a lot of practice, eh? You don't just read, and then like start just getting your head. You don't know complain like, oh, I'm too forgetful. I read stuff, I understand things, but then I forget them. There's something I do. If you come to my laptop, there's an entire folder that's just based on books read. I never read a book without putting down some of the most powerful stuff that I've gotten from that book in that folder. So each book that I'm reading has its unique, so I go on Word and I create, okay, this book, all the most important wisdom from that book is inside there. So when I'm dealing with maybe a quick problem or maybe like, okay, maybe relationship dynamics or something, I have a couple of those in my relationship folder. I go there, okay, let me check one. Or maybe when I'm feeling, okay, I want to post something, but I don't know what I want to post. I just go to my folder, I'm like, okay, I want to write something on education. Let me get some ideas. There are some books that only their summaries that I've done, they get up to like 30 pages. It means that those were like deeply insightful books. So the summaries is not just me putting the authors, no, it's me adding my own story to it. It's me, there are a lot of things that I've developed at Casey here because of certain ideas that I got from a book, and then I had to like develop it further for Casey to fit the context of Casey. A lot. So reading is an active thing. It's not just something that you're sedated there and then you're just flipping pages. No. You're interacting with the knowledge. You're having conversations with the knowledge. Sometimes I have conversations with people and all the conversations revolve around, maybe someone started telling me about one experience. I'm like, oh, how about this? How about this perspective? Now, they listen to that and they're like, damn, this guy's smart. No. I read something like that somewhere, sometime, and I'm adapting it to the context of your situation. From 4 kids coming here and they ask me about certain things that they watch in National Geography, time travel, time dilation, how do we become immortal, planetary spaceship, and I'm able to hold like a full-blown conversation with them for hours, and it's okay. Because I always say that there is nothing that an ordinary Cameroonian can come to me and talk to me about that I'll be like, what are you saying? I don't understand. No, it cannot happen. You want to talk to me about COVID-19, you want to talk to me about medicine, you want to talk to me about viruses, you want to talk to me about what engineering technology, frontiers of technology, you want to talk to me about what? We can have a conversation. Of course, I'm not obviously going to be good, like so academically deep, of course not. But I can sustain it. So that's the first evidence of someone who actually studies the quality of their conversations. Some of you have a lot of shallowness. The one truth about shallowness is lack of feeding of the mind. Because once you feed your mind, bro, it sprouts, right? It's like plants, right? When you water and then they grow, they sprout. Same thing with your mind. The depth of your conversation, it's very, that's as important as anything. I'll tell you a story about that sometime in the future and how that affected somebody who gets a huge opportunity on the global stage. That's for the future. What else? Thank you guys so much. Are you done with the forms?
Yes.
Please have. If someone wants to write their name, please feel free to write your name, okay? Then you can get more tailored support, even for me, if that is need be. Alright. We're good? We're good with it all? Thank you guys so much. Please can we rise as we pray? That's all.
I'm taking pictures.
We could get a few pictures, right guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. That would be absolutely nice. And I'm we have to, like, you and I, so we have to take a picture. Uniform. Doug, would you mind praying for us?
Okay, we're praying in the name of Jesus. Father, we thank you for such a powerful gathering. We thank you for ideas exchange, the lessons learned, and everything we're going to collect after us. Father, we thank you for your leading because all of us here are not here by will keep going and going and going and going further. That will be that life that you want us to be. Father, now we won't lose our flavor, we won't lose our faith, we won't trample on, but we will be self-aware. Father, I commit each one of us here into your hands. I pray you aid our growth, because it makes not by power but by the name. Father, we pray that you take each of us back home safely and say that you be with us and you dwell with us. Father, enlighten our minds and help us to remember our conscience and to not come to pass. Thank you, Lord, and we all this.
Amen. Media please. Why are we taking the pictures?
Then
Let's just have it at the back there. Okay. Lead.
say hi, where?
Hi.
They are shy.
Come. Let's see how we can take some pictures. That's all right. Okay, so this is what you call a KC. That's like all those values like KC Creed. Precious. Would you want to take a picture? Yeah, you will after we're awesome. Okay. That's great. Really good. So you can First thing. Yes. What is going you? Julie,
Please, people just stand behind the pillar.
right. So now I like some microphone too.
Please, focus. Smile and where I'm not seeing the boss for you. Smile. Smile, cheese.